right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Onward Master League. My name is Xandria, and tonight I am bringing you Space's Aces versus NATO. I saw this match and I decided to pick it up as I noticed that neither team have won a match this season, and there's no ties in Onward, so one of these teams are going to come away with their first win of the season. Now, kick things off, I guess I'll drop into your bands. I know you guys love to know about those. So our home team, which is Space's Aces, have decided to ban Downfall. And our away team, which is NATO, has decided to ban Tanker. Our first map is going to be Quarantine. And okay, so our first map's going to be Quarantine. Let's drop on into the roster. Over on the side of NATO, we have Snooperfax, which I know is a reservist, Adur, El Vegas, another reservist, Motionless, and Las Cali. On the side of Space's Aces, we have Buttermaster, Wingman 526, Propane, Fozzie, and Swift Spear. So apparently NATO's having a little bit of a hard time getting their crew around. That happens sometimes. So I guess we will just roll with it. Now, I was expecting this to be a really even fight until I saw those two very experienced reservists there. So that could be a bit of a unexpected advantage, I suppose. Anywho, I'm going to let these teams know that we're ready to go, and we'll try to drop right into it. Good. Talk about the objective a little bit. Like we have the ambulance objective. This is a tough one. There's really nowhere that you can cap from on this objective that's not wide open. So I don't expect to see. Well, I can't say I can't expect to see it. Cap might see it, but definitely a tougher one. If you can just stay tight and stay on that objective, they're either gonna have to kill you or, well, that's their only option. So I did let our teams know that I am ready. Unfortunately, don't have a co-host tonight. I'm doing it all on my own. And because of a bit of a glitch in our casting thing, you can get to see. You'll get it. So here, everybody is readied up. Drop into it momentarily. I could do the good old drop us into intermission. That usually gets it going. Would like to take a moment and thank our sponsors, ProTube and VR Cover. Great VR accessory. We all love their products. I'm going to go ahead and drop us in an intermission, and probably just a few moments we'll be right back in. Okay, you know it. Throw it in intermission. They'll ready right up. So as I was saying a bit ago, this is the ambulance objective. If you sit tight on this objective, it's almost impossible to get capped on. I mean, even if you're over here in this little wall right here, you have to come up just enough that, I mean, you'd have to be daydreaming to. Does look like Space Ace is going to spread out pretty good. So if they're not careful and they're not paying attention, they could slip in there and get that cap. We have one MARSOC member going the west. Majority taking the south approach. I'm sorry. Kind of clumped up though. Little hesitant to cross. Back to them in a few. Snooper's up to here in this wireframe. And Snooper's just gonna rush right in here, and the way these guys are set up, man, well, forget what I just said. Buttermaster's gonna put an end to that. Hey, Dur getting whiffed. It's just a down, not confirmed. To confirm. We have a bit of a flank coming across here out into the dunes. El Vegas able to pick up Buttermaster. That is an accurate kill count. There are only 2 left. Have one rotating back to the objective as he should. El Vegas getting propane on objective. Just leaving Wingman. It's probably wise of him not to rotate in. They're able to pick up Dur. Does have one coming up from behind. Could be disastrous for Space's Aces. Oh. And El Vegas able to pick up Wingman as he rotates back to objective. I mean, from my point of view, it wasn't imperative for him to rotate back, although, from his point of view, it probably felt a little sketchy being far away. Either way, NATO picks up the first. Yeah, I was definitely a little, skeptical of that approach with 4 of them kind of piling up there by the hotel and, Snooper going on that wild flank, although, El Vegas there from the dunes able to do the majority of the work on that round. Picking up a good first round lead, rather. do have a drop from the side of NATO. Not sure exactly what that's about. Hopefully, it's just a minor inconvenience on the connection. He'll be able to hop back in. Doesn't connect back in here soon. I'll get him back in by hopping out to that intermission. There we go. I spoke it into existence. Butter got reconnected. Again, we'll have the same spawn for round 2. Not the same spawn, the same objective, rather. Probably use a few minutes here to kind of figure out their game plan where they drop in. Here we go. Like Space Ace is not too happy about those 2 reservists. Don't blame them. Like they're kind of going all off in their own direction a little bit. Western approach. Now, see any? Well, Snooper, I do believe, is going. No, he's going to tuck in there. I was going to say he might be going on a wild flank, but he's not. Don't see any wild flanks from the side of defense. Snooper able to pop out and get Fozzie, significantly slowing down this Western approach. Propane decides to kind of go around the building, attack from a different angle. Art. Wingman getting butter from the rooftop. Do you believe Propane here is spotted this guy behind that little section of fuselage? Is oddly propped up there. And just as I bounce away from Propane, he picks up Snooper. And it does look like Space Ace is kind of having a bit of a unified push here. Nobody's like going out crazy far ahead of anyone else. Oh, it's going to be trouble. They're easily able to catch up Swift on that cross. Oceanless from the wing. Getting that pick. Propane able to dispatch El Vegas there. Propane definitely putting in some work this round. Propane gets caught out by motionless. He is resible though. Don't know if he'll be able to make this cross and get this pickup though. Res. It's gonna be a very sketchy cross for Butter to make. Although he might be able to rotate back around. He does have a minute 48. Not a lot of time. I do believe enough. Able to get the kill on the motionless. Freeze up that centered approach towards objective. A little bit scary close here to Ader. Don't know if I don't think he's aware of his location at all. There he is. Able to get that pick and the win of the round. Very nice job, Spaces. That was some really great teamwork on the side of Spaces Aces. And they just meticulously and slowly, I mean, worked their way through the defense. Nobody really pushed out crazy. Nobody really did anything kind of out of sync with the rest of the team. They did a very good job working together. It's now tied up 1-1. Do apologize for that no in-game audio. Had a bit of a glitch in my settings. I have that fixed now. We are going to have a new objective. Where it is. Little western building. I don't believe there's any real tricky spots to cap from. You do sit inside here and somebody is able to sneak up around the corner. I mean, that's a possibility, but other than that, it's a pretty straightforward objective to defend. I believe I'm pretty sure there's a spot here on the outside of the wall. I do believe there's a little bit of area there you can cap from. So, not too terrible. Here we go. We are going to drop into it. It's going to be round number 3. NATO on offense. Spaces Aces on defense.
The guy on the roof should stay on the roof and watch for any rotations from the enemies there. So who am I going with?
Like Propane, gonna rush the roof. Surely he hears them by now. Boy, this could be devastating. And with good trigger control, waiting for that right moment. Oh, not able to get a double though. Snooper is able to down him.
Got one. He's dead.
That did take El Vegas out of the fight.
Surprised I didn't get capped on that move.
Look like the rest of the defense pretty tight on OBJ. Didn't notice how we lost our second.
I'm just taking shots. Don't worry. Green car by objective. He's there.
NATO doing a good job of communicating. Oh, and we have a flank. Could be incredibly devastating. El Vegas getting with spear. I thought it was El Vegas that downed earlier on. I guess I was wrong about that. El Vegas downing Fozzie. He didn't quite kill him though. Incredible. Oh, and it looks like they're crashing objective.
In the gas station. There's a guy in the gas station.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's not objective. My mistake. There you go. NATO able to take the win on that one. Another point for NATO. Yeah, that flank was I think a little bit pivotal. I do like that Space's Aces pushed that guy up, kind of predicting that spawn. He was able to get one, unfortunately wasn't able to get a double. And you know, they kind of took control of the roof, scouted it out, sent that flanker in, and I think that's really what was devastating. And then while they were confused, wondering what was going on with that flanker, they were able to kind of rush down in the center, take care of the rest of the team. Going into round 4, we'll have the same objective. See how Space's Aces attacked. So far, I do believe in all defensive wins. Question mark.
But I say we cross here. Actually, you know what? Let's go. Well, I say straight through so they can't see it. But I don't know. Yeah, straight through is good, but we could get surrounded. Yeah, true. Let's go straight. Let's go straight. Oh, somebody crossed. So they don't see us crossing.
You hear that? They decided to go down the middle so that they don't cross. Very interesting strategy. Will instill a little bit of doubt
Okay, let's smoke out this street.
in the defense.
Somebody watch behind us.
Wow, and they're dumping a lot of smoke on that street. Like they got one successfully across. I think Wingman got winged on his way over. And he is down and out. Uttermaster getting a dirt trading with getting trade, but he is Reservoir.
Burning building, burning building.
Propane making its way up to the roof now. A little bit of vantage point. Although NATO, they're really tucked in. They're not moving around too much. Drop in on them, their point of view. As I do, Propane trading with Butter. Butter getting the better end as he's only down to and it's visible.
Stay there, and if I die, go back to the objective.
Whip getting that revive on the Butter. Brings us into a 2v2.5 favor of space. Exactly what L's doing on this flank. Going for that rooftop. Sweet juicy rooftop. Get this confirm here. Might be able to take out the other member of Space Aces there in the... Not confirming. He'll get called out, although he'll immediately get killed if he does. Unless he's able to call out in Morris. Right, you heard it here first. Callouts in Morse code. El Vegas does decide to knife Propane. Probably called him out. Got a minute 57 to go. Plenty of time. Looks like he'll only have one really on objective, although El Vegas was able to get that kill on the... whoever that was. Although I did see a team kill there. Either way, NATO coming out with the wind on that round. Put NATO up 3-1. Definitely not looking good for quarantine, as far as Space Aces is concerned. Now, Spaces are the home team. Although they took up Volk round 1. I wonder if they gave up their choice in favor of Volk. Hard to tell. I do see you there, Wookie. Thank you for that raid. Do appreciate that. I hope you guys had a good cast over there. So if you are joining us, we're doing Spaces Aces versus NATO. As I said earlier, neither of these teams have won a game yet. So one of these teams is going to walk away with their first win of the season. bit exciting. A bit. Although, NATO has come in with 2 reservists. Probably going to help them out too. Either way, this is round 5. We're going to drop right into it. Drop in on. They're up 2.
I just don't like spending paintball. Oh no, you put that in your rifle. Put it in your rifle.
Propane with an early pick onto El Vegas and Ader. Very nice. Like Butter and Snooper are going to push up here. Snooper able to get Swift Spear. Be able to get one more here as Propane peeks out. Don't know if Snooper's going to be ready for this. He's not. Propane able to kill Snooper, although immediately gets refragged by Butter. Able to get a bit of information out before getting confirmed. Wingman gets a kill on the Motionless. Motionless, I guess, and Wingman traded there. And with a lot of bullets, looks like a trade between Butter and... I didn't catch that name there, but Faces Aces got the better end of that, giving them 1 point. Faces Aces definitely still in it. Still in it. They could come back. And now they're going into a Marsoc round. They could get a cap and thus the map. Speaking of caps, that was a new objective, but I didn't talk about it. So this is the 18-wheeler objective. I feel like this is one of the toughest objectives on this map to attack. Just because it's so open. You have all this area that you have to cross. And maybe other teams would disagree with me. Maybe this is my inexperience showing, but my opinion. Okay, we're dropping into potentially the last round. Could go either way right now. Could be the last round of map.
Yeah. Okay. You're the one who got the refrag on my death. It's great. I love my ball. No, you did great. You killed the guy who killed me.
They can see us by the time we're crossing this road, guys. We should stay here for a while. Yeah, I'm gonna hang out. Let's just hang out. Propane's up front already. They would have seen Propane.
No, I'm here. Chill.
Okay, check upstairs. I'm gonna walk upstairs.
So looks like Space Ace is deciding to kind of hang back. Looks like in an effort to kind of confuse the defense. If you don't see anybody, you don't know where they're coming from. Great stout.
I don't see anybody so far en route. Like, so yeah, you guys could probably try going for it.
Propane being the most anxious member, going for it. Get brought across cleanly. El Vegas on the rooftop, laying down, not really able to spot anything, although he can pop up.
Makes sure somebody's watching the back alley south. I got eyes on one way back.
They are clumping up a little bit, being a bigger map, an RPG.
Back to objective. He saw us.
Devastating. I don't believe I saw one though.
The rooftop and come around in the sun. Whoever's going straight north, I think you're gonna be in trouble.
I think that was Swift.
Oh boy, and they are face to face up here. Oh, Buttered Snooper underneath these trucks. Oh, baited him out with the tablet. That was nice. A little cheeky there. Decided to back away. They decided to kind of back away from that location. Bit of a smart move. Once you fire, it gives away your position. Get a few frags incoming. Other explosives. Wingman and Propane moving up here underneath rooftop. A little bit fast. Surely El Vegas has heard them. Don't know if he called it out yet. Don't believe he. Propane able to kill Motionless. Hangman getting butter.
I killed one on a
2 down on the side of NATO. Putting Space Aces at. Propane downing El Vegas, although not confirmed. Get Snooper backs as well. NATO only has 1 left now over in the 5-story. Propane kind of cleaning up here a little bit. This is not looking good for NATO. As I move away, Adur gets Propane, and he's rushing in back to objective, as he should. The only one left. Especially with that much smoke on the objective. A fairly good vantage point from here. Able to, although I do believe he's taking a little bit of a gamble, as somebody could be in that smoke right now capping. Although might get caught on this rotation. Doesn't though. And now he does. Spaces Aces with a very strong showing that round. Puts them up 1 point, and it is map point 3-3. And I do apologize for that. Having technical difficulty. There we go. We're 3-3. We're going back into it. It's round 7. This is map point.
Oh,
Alright, fuck it.
sorry.
Just,
I took it. Here, have it. Alright, we gotta come this way. Alright, I'm with you, Dick. Yep, it's all of us except for Dick.
fuck, I need that. Come on, Index. Come, don't worry. You're out. Yeah, can you hear me?
Propane able to get a nice early pick on the Adur. Is Rezible, although it's a bit of a risky maneuver at this moment. Does smoke. I hope he doesn't go for it. He will get picked off. Propane also able to get Adur. Oh, he was able to confirm him before the attempted revive went out. Also, while I was having technical difficulties, it changed. See what we are trying.
Don't have to smoke on the ace.
Like it is. Village objective. Alright, back to the action. Like we have 3 men from NATO taking control of the greater rooftop area. Propane able to down Butter. We'd be able to get a nice double here. That's the retreat back. Motionless. Rubber banding like crazy. Goes on the hunt. Vegas able to get Fozzie from the dunes. He does seem to like those picks off from there earlier. Propane able to get a nice double on this Snooperfax and Butter. Man, all the action's happening the moment I look away from it. That drops us into a 2v3. 2v2.5. Unless Downs wingman.
I killed 2.
And Motionless is on objective. He's pat out, and all of the defenses. Well, I didn't notice him. He was able to get Motionless. Good job, Buttermaster. All up to El Vegas. Coming in from the opposite direction. Sure, he has a good, pretty decent map of where everybody is. Everybody who's fired their gun. Vegas able to get Buttermaster. Down to 2.5 members. All he has to do, take out Swift, and he wins this map for NATO. I believe. Oh, and he's not quite aware of El Vegas' presence there. Pops out at the wrong moment, gets taken down. giving the map win to NATO. There we go. So yeah, I mean, NATO kind of started that map off really strong. Space Aces able to kind of bring it back to a 3v3, not able to seal it in though, fortunately. We're gonna drop into for map 2. No Pete. Bit of an interesting pick. Didn't expect that from the... See how it goes though. Like we are sticking with the same rosters. Team. Rotate anybody else. Yeah, I was really surprised of this pick. You know, typically these kind of teams we expect to see like smaller maps, but good to see. I'm still not entirely sure whose pick this was. I believe it was. Oh, it's going to be NATO because it's second pick. So maybe that's a map they've been working on. They want to pull it out. How it goes against. While we're waiting here. Looks like they have played 5 rounds of it. 20% win rate, one of their stronger. Yeah, it does look like the NATO enjoyed the snap. Everybody is ready. I do believe. Drop into it. On this objective. Oh, it's the hacker objective. Now NATO decide to attack it.
No, just take it.
No, this is the spawn we wanted, so good.
It's gonna be round 1
Get the man, get the man, get the man, get the
of
man,
map
get the man.
2.
Let's go. You guys go to your 2 spots. Over here. No, no, no.
Old Vegas here kind of taking the long way around. Drop it on somebody else. Taking a more direct approach.
still.
There with the shield.
Stay in cover. Don't move anywhere.
We've definitely seen this before on this map. Great way to kind of get in there and
See anything from here?
sort of use it as a recon tool to all out. Okay, maybe it'll get a nice pick on the butter.
I don't see anybody. Okay, let's just push up. Push up. No, not yet, not yet. No, it's not. He's coming around.
Oh, and you're getting. No, all right, that was Snooper, but
Your shield.
have a defender kind of off at an angle. If they just push straight up, kind of will go out in front of them here. Yeah, Swish Spear put himself in a really good spot, man. If he just popped up, he could get a triple. Oh, not anymore, though. Propane able to get Snooper. Motionless and NATO are able to push down to where he's just about on top of Fozzie.
Alright, let's come around the left of this building. Wait. Alright, yep, left. Move back. Check pad, but fuse off. Grenade.
Fozzie takes one. Right to the chest. Now the shield's all alone. He gets rotated from behind, gets taken down. Now I do believe it's all up to L Vegas. See what he's up to over on the ice. He's got to take out all 5 of the Space Aces. I don't know. Good thing he brought a drum mag. That's all I'm going to say. Should be able to get an easy pick on the wingman here if he hurries up just a bit before he leaves. No reason. So that will alert his position. Wingman's turned around. No, did he turn around? Either way, I didn't see him. Fired a little bit prematurely. Now he's going to have the aggression of the entire team on him. And yeah, he's not able to do it. Only able to get one before getting taken down by Buttermaster. Putting Space Aces up 1 point. So definitely a strong showing from Space Aces here. You know, having 4 members alive at the end. Not a bad way to go into this map. Definitely decided to kind of play it cool. I didn't see any flanks. They kind of just stayed put and waited for NATO to attack, which their approach seemed a little bit disorganized. They kind of didn't have... I can't say they didn't have a plan. They very well may have had a plan, but they didn't have the coordination to execute. Everybody kind of went in on their own, and it was very easy for Space Aces to kind of pick them off one by one. And I do see a few people in the chat. I appreciate you guys coming out. I know this is late. You know, it's a very late match. We typically don't see matches this late. When I saw this matchup, I couldn't pass it up. Either way, we're dropping into round 2. Let's see. Space's Aces can defend or attack as well as they defend.
Let's load up your RNGs. Let's do this.
Ready to go.
I love your can-do attitude, Space Aces. That is the way to go into a round.
I'm gonna cover you guys from the hill there. You guys run up and I'll. Should we wait like a couple minutes?
All right.
Ooh, and they get the spawn across the lake, so the shortest distance is across that lake. I wonder if NATO's going to be ready for this.
You can go up there if you want. You gotta kill that guy.
They definitely are ready for them to come down the hill. So if they play their cards right, man, they can get right on top of NATO and launch their attack. Look like they're going to hug the mountainside here, give themselves as much cover as long as possible.
Okay, I'm gonna throw a smoke out.
Okay, and they're not going to work with the element of surprise as much as overwhelming force, I believe. I don't know what this is shaping up as. And El Vegas in a cheeky little spot way in the back corner here. Man, but they are stacked up. This is one of those maps where RPGs are allowed. Oh no, frag getting 3. Triple frag. Definitely changing it all up, as now we only have 2 Space Aces remaining against 5 of NATO. Complete 180 from last round. I don't even think Butter is aware of El Vega's position. And there it is. He's able to get a kill on Butter. Propane able to get Snooper Facts. Where that came from. Where he's at. Did decide to rotate around a little bit. Definitely cautious of that back corner where his entire team get a nice pick on the motionless. So now they do know where he is, and they do have overwhelming force on him. Able to get a nice pick on the Butter. Only holding his own. I mean, he's only got 2 remaining. They are spread out. Still doable. Definitely thinking back off and rotate. 2 minutes 27 remaining. He does have plenty of time. Oh, looks like they're falling in on objective. Into a bit of formation in the back 2 corners of the hangar. Definitely not that rotation. Oh, and El Vegas gets the sights on him, gets the pick. Puts NATO up. point. So far, this has been a very close matchup. Almost gone point for point. Propane putting in some serious work on that round for sure. Vegas with that triple nade. Ugh. I think through all the LMG fire, they didn't even hear that grenade land at their. Not one bit. That's rounds down. That's a good objective. Need to get better with my call outs. I don't know what you guys are calling this building. Either way, that's where the objective is. Call it what you like. Not where I'm looking.
You're following us.
There you go, Snooper. Tell him how to do it. Almost left it up. Caught myself in the nick of time.
We can branch off in here. Two of us can go in here.
Just remember the code because we can camp easily.
Decided. Oh, Propane with a team downing on the wingman. Oh, and a confirm on the wingman. Oh, he's gonna hear that. Said forever. Love this walking smoke technique. Great. Frag's coming out. Able to get El Vegas. Heavy LMG fire, stopping that rotation. And we have somebody coming up from behind. Fozzie getting a Dur. Taken down by Motionless, and I took. It looks like Snooper held onto that frag a little too long, downing himself. Either that or it was just a bad throw through the smoke. Propane able to get Motionless? Sorry about missing that action there. For whatever reason, it decided not to let me click to that POV. Either way, Space's Aces won that round. Terribly sorry I wasn't able to capture the end of it. All right, so we're going to drop into round 3. Sorry, round 4.
Cotton and some chloroform.
Hold on, does anyone know? Oh, here, let's go this way.
Now the same objective again.
Yeah, trust me. Let's go away from
Definitely got a little further to go.
just because it's, you know, we get to enjoy the sunshine or the snow.
I actually think there's a Chinook helicopter over there. We can take it and fucking fly to Bazaar. We'll be there in like 20 minutes.
I loved it. Yeah, it's kind of cold.
Space Ace is definitely in good spirits going into this round, having a good time. Always good to see. Typically play better when you're having a good time. I've been on the Defenders. I do believe they have a bit of a long hike. Like we have most of the team here just sort of stacked up. Sitting on every way in. I think I see any wild flanks. Good, hardy, patient deep.
Dude, that is so blinding. I can hardly see you.
It's a good use of points.
As we get to the point where you could engage the enemy, slightly more cautious, less joking.
Okay, time to do radio silence.
Definitely using caution at the point. They don't have to worry about anything right now. They know that. Do you notice that they're actively kind of spreading out a little bit, so one nade or RPG or C4 can't take all of them out. Definitely good. The word I'm looking for. Good technique. 2 minutes 28 remaining, over half the round gone. In their approach. Man, I'm really liking this little corner angle. We know exactly how they're going to approach it. Like Durham might be able to get it. No, that's. How did they decide to attack this since they're kind of all filing into one tunnel? Oh, A-Dur gets a nice pick there. Second pick on the Fozzie. And Wingman able to get him. That's not how you're going to win this offensive round. Oh, Emotionless with a team kill on the Butter. Ugh. Not what you want to do. Able to get one pick on the Wingman. Snoopper gets one on the Propane. Now it's all up to Butter Master, who promptly gets taken down by El Vegas. NATO going up 1 point. Yeah. The downside with sending your entire team in one direction, you know, obviously at some point you're going to interact with the enemy, and you can really only go through those tunnels like one at a time. And boy, if you're not the quicker shot, like they're just going to pick you off one by one. You really have to attack the enemy from multiple angles simultaneously. That's round 4. On 5. To objective. Normally my co-caster would go and find the objective for me. Have one. And I went the long way. Or nice little scenic for the ability. It's gonna be that. Yeah, this is the one, and all these boxes are penetrable. Rounds can get a little crazy. Waiting for everybody to ready up. Taking a little longer. Just as I say that, we drop into it, as always.
Officers.
Give me drum. Give me drum. Give me
Bit
drum.
of
Give me drum.
Mark.
Take that. Give me
equipment trading at the beginning.
I have one left. I want mine.
Look like this team is the fan of the mag
We gotta go.
drum mag.
First.
Sorry, a little bit lestistic there.
All right, come on. No.
Again, we're gonna see a 5-man push through the tunnel. Through the same tunnels then.
You guys want me to go somewhere separate and make a lot of noise? Sure. That's fine.
Wingman run in there. Did he throw a C4?
No, you don't.
Wingman and Snooper trade downwise. They're both resable.
They're poking their head out. They're in that little room with the.
There gets the revive on a Snooper. Snooper confirms Wingman. Was another kill there? I didn't catch it. Swift getting that kill on the Snooper. PKM. A little bit of smoke or something to pop out here. You're just going to get picked off again. Motionless gets down by Swift. Propane downing Butter. Looks like raid there. Ader getting a nice little team kill onto El Vegas. That leaves all alone. That's always my reaction too. What have I done? Propane does seem a little distant there. He definitely is able to deal with Fozzie here. A little bit running and get a quick cap. But Fozzie is tucked in here pretty darn good. Tough for him to come out this corner and get a sight on him, get a beat on him. As I said, Fozzie able to get a kill onto Adur, getting that round for Spaces Aces. So, Space Aces on offense. 3 points. I mean, if they get a nice offensive win here, that's it. That's the map. And then we're going to go into map 3 for the decider. Either way, NATO could stay in the fight, get a nice round on defense. It does seem like this has been a defense game, really, and definitely map. Kind of been trade back and forth on defensive round. Yeah, it looks like yeah, NATO kind of like fell into the same fallacy as Spaces Aces, where they kind of just all funneled in, and you know just got picked off one by one, and still didn't help. Hey, we're dropping into it. It's gonna be round 6.
Well, let's do our best, eh? Okay, follow propane. I have the ashes, okay? Your butt is so huge in this game.
Space Aces, man, they're a hoot.
Doing some major squats.
Got me a little bit on
The
that.
targets are that big.
Deciding to go for a little bit different approach.
No, come here this way. You guys. Everybody this way. Everybody this way. We had a plan. Fucking hell, man.
Bit of confusion on what that plan is. Now it does look like they're getting a flanker coming around here. Utter. He could cause a little bit of damage. Okay, well, there's one, there's two. Able to get two. Oh, he's still alive. Fozzie rotating around. He's gonna get him. There, Wingman takes down the flanker with only losing one member of their own. Unfortunately, Adair pushes up through all the madness and gets a nice little double. Butter is only down. Oh, down's Wingman as well. Oh, he's just tearing Space Aces apart. When Snooperfax now pushes up. And there, Fozzie pushes into that and gets Snooper. Shuts that down. Meanwhile, Adair pushes up and gets to confirm. So it doesn't confirm both. Wingman is still... Oh, and he doesn't know Adair's right there. Calls out. Gonna alert
He's in the smoke. He's in the smoke.
Adair to him. There he gets to confirm. Now it's all up to Fozzie against 3 of NATO. Definitely not unsurmountable odds, although not an easy task. Little frag in. Wrong side of the sandbags, unfortunately. Gonna be effective at all. Oh, and now Motionless is pushing up. And they trade. Unfortunately, there's one man in the back, so that gives the point to NATO. Now we're in a tie game. 3-3. Just like we saw last map. Got into a 3v3 final round decider. So potentially the entire game is on the line right now. Spaces Aces is on defense. Been a defense friendly map so far. So there's a good chance that Space Aces is going to walk away with this. Now, we are on 7th round. New objective. Little shack objective. I would say that this is a really tough objective to defend just because there's kind of like 3 different angles here you can attack from. Really, really hard to cover all of that. Space Ace is definitely going to have their work cut out for them if they want to stay in the game. Like that. Drop into it. Round 7. It does look like the NATO's a little bit far away. So I'm going to take a look at fence here. Definitely has the right idea. Kind of tuck in. Like Fozzie's going to push up, although that's not really where they're going to be coming from. Not anytime soon. Been on
Ben, right before
offense.
me.
Snooper downing propane. Fozzie just gets downed from up the hill.
I'm running back.
We were able to get the revive. I believe that was Fozzie kind of tucked back in. Rotate off. Didn't catch it in the beginning. They may have kind of a predetermined attack strategy. Seems like Snooper's kind of holding tight, waiting for something, which is probably that 3-man push. Butter able to get Snooper as he pushes up. Ader getting Swift. Now, Wingman is the only one on objective. Motionless moving in, getting Wingman. He's on objective. He's pat out, he's punching it in. Oh, and he runs off. Not sure why. Oh, because he already put in the objective. Already put in the code. That's gonna put NATO confused. I thought he already put in the code, but it's only 4 points, so somebody must have killed the last man? Question mark? Either way, NATO won. That is the map and thus the series. So map 3 is only going to be for MMR and funsies. We will know that map very, very shortly. So we're going to drop into Bazaar, another fairly large map. So we're going to have this western objective. Buster. The teams are taking a little bit here to drop in the first round, maybe a little bit of first round strategizing. Not unusual.
Mini market. So I'll watch and be watching my tablet where you guys
Looks like a 2-2-1 split. Not unusual to see. Got a few defenders here in this western courtyard. Oh, and an RPG from Adur. Fortunately gets picked off through the window. Nice little shot from Propane. Shouldn't be too hard for him to get rezzed. Gonna have to be careful they don't get picked off them. Nooper and Butter trading. Looks like Butter got a better side of that. Motionless downing Swift. Propane getting Butter. He was about to res Adur. Probably a good thing you got that pick. All that happened. Able to hit up into this western wingman at it. Adur still being alive. Very capable of calling that out. Vegas getting that revive. Fozzie taking down Motionless. Killing. Vegas. Pick on the Fozzie. That leaves us in a 2v1.5. Fortunately, Adur a little bit far away to get the revive. It may be all up to El Vegas. Wingman here pushing in. He's got to be careful. He's right in sight with El Vegas. And he's able to get that pick. Securing Space Aces, nice. And I left. I'm so. Too late now. Might as well leave it up, right? Yeah, so, I mean, the Space Aces is definitely... I've seen them evolve over the last 2 seasons, and they're definitely coming together as a team for sure. I'm definitely seeing a lot more strategy out of them. That play there, they kind of You know, they wrapped around 3 sides of the objective and slowly pushed in, picking them off as the picks presented themselves. Let's see how NATO takes on this objective.
Yeah, sure.
Snooper, definitely seeing a lot of aggression out of him. He's kind of been leading the pack almost every round. He might get picked off by Propane here. No, he's not going to poke out. Snooper and Propane are right on top of each other. Surely Propane knows Snooper's there in the general area. Not sure if... Well, now Snooper's... Propane getting a team kill on the wingman. Oh, not a good way. Start off the round for sure. Snooper getting a nice little pick on the Propane.
Shot your friend in the balls.
Oh, that's a bad manner.
It was pretty gay.
And Swift. Oh, Fozzie getting El Vegas. Swift able to get Snooper.
That sucked.
There's the confirm. Does that leave NATO? They're pushing out on the front street. Oh, are they going to trade? Oh, and Butter with a team kill. The round of team kills. Look confused, Butter. Oh, I thought he was actually going to do it for a second. I don't think that's there's no penalty if you're on Marsoc. You know, for future reference. And Fozzie able to get a pick on the Butter, ending the round, giving point to Spaces. Spaces definitely getting a nice lead by getting Marsoc and Volk win. Where before we've typically been seeing a back and forth. Okay, we're gonna drop right into the action. Is indeed round 3. Round new objective. Eastern Bazaar. There it is. There's the objective we all know and love. Looks like they do have the quick spawn. How they're going to try and capitalize on. And Butter getting a pick on the Butter Master. The student becomes the teacher on that one. Propane getting a Dur. Getting a nice double on the Butter. Propane downing Motionless. Trading. Propane and Motionless trading. Propane getting the better side of it. Now that leads us into a 2v.5. And for that, Prez Snooper right on top.
Okay, the top of the stairs just by the objective.
Call him out. Snooper's not going to rush in to take the and the end of the street there. Beck's going to rush up north. Be able to get this pick. Oh, and it's a trade.
Took one down. Took that big guy down.
Now Vegas. Oh, I thought he was going to rush in.
There's a guy to my right. Watch out. He's southeast. He's in those windows.
Going to rush up those stairs. Or no, he's going to go for the revive. May not have heard that call out from Snooper. Now Snooper's going to have over there. Oh, and Wingman is ready for it. Snooper, El Vega's right on top of him. It's the kill, but doesn't get the confirm, so Propane's still resable. Have an accurate kill count. They do know he's the only one remaining. That was pretty chaotic. Ozzy definitely trying to play it safe, kind of bearings here. Push up too fast. Is he not aware of the on his tablet? He definitely knows there's a res available. Well, he'd have been able to see a foot at that angle. I'm gonna go for it. Wait, get the angle there. Had a frag, was able to throw it in on his location. Feels so risky getting that res that's available to you. Of course, now it's expired, so maybe that's what he's... Do you believe that box is penetrable? Ozzy might be left eye dominant. See a frag on his chest. Minute 26 remaining. He has plenty of time. He's going to look for a body to loot. Play right now. Fortunately, had so many opportunities to shoot El Vega. You're not going to sneak that cap. He is in a good spot. Oh, El Vegas. Only one left. What are you doing? El Vegas. Sneaky, sneaky boy. Oh, that's just dirty. That's just dirty. I don't even know what to say right now. Dirty. NATO gets 1 point. NATO has dropped a player. Button. So, going into round 4, we're going to have the same objective. Yeah, that was a bit of a crazy round, I do say. Like, it was quite hectic in the beginning. It was a little hard to even analyze everything that was going on. Everything happened so quickly, and just felt like, you know, Fozzie had multiple shots on the El Vegas, and then, but maybe he was seeing him laying down dead like he was, and I wasn't, and that's why he didn't shoot, because he already looked dead. That is a possibility for sure. Either way, we're going to drop into round 4. We're going to get mirrored spawns. Oh, shot from NATO.
It's like, wait, that's a pistol mag. Thank you. Alright.
Propane, definitely checking that center street.
There's one at the end.
Oh, and almost another team kill.
3 of them outside. It's okay. No, like I got PTSD now. Like this shit's crazy. Like, God.
No, it is. He's a good joke.
What? Okay, okay. So either way, it's all up to Wingman right now. He's promptly getting surrounded by El Vegas and Snooper. This is looking grim. And Wingman gets El Vegas, although he gets refragged by Snooper. And NATO goes up one more point. So I did miss a little bit of the action early on. I'm sorry about that. I was having a little bit of trouble. Button does what? And missed most of the action. Definitely missed most of the action, but it all came down to one member, and yeah, NATO was able to surround him, El Vegas and Snooper. And while he was able to get one of them, Snooper was right there to get that refrag. One more point for NATO, and as I say all that, we're dropping into what's going to be round 5. That's a good object.
If you see me, you get a free kid.
Hey, Propane, start watching for him over there. You're looking the right direction. They could be there.
He's there. Watch out. Heads up.
Where is he?
I got him.
Propane and Wingman. Oh, sorry. Propane downed him. Wingman confirmed him. Snooperfax gets Swift. And Propane. And Fozzie. And Butter gets Snooper. was devastating, if I do say. Motionless pushed in, getting butter. Only down, though. He is resible. Able to call out. But the smoke, unfortunately, is blocking Wingman's view. Oh, he's going to get confirmed before Wingman can get him. I believe Wingman is ready here. Oh, and he looks away at the wrong moment. But he is able to get the pick. Now Butter's moving in. Man. Defense just keeps pushing in one man at a time. Oh, man gets around the corner in the nick of time. Butter's pushing in. Oh, and he just... Oh, he peeked a little too slow. Butter was able to down Wingman. Giving NATO 1 point. That was like the upside down round where, you know, the defense was like, I guess there for a minute. For a minute, it felt like defense kept pushing in like one man at a time. But, you know, that was after Snooper with that devastating triple. One thing I definitely like about casting some of these games is you never know what you're gonna see. $80. Drop into round 6.
I've got this, boys. Come on. Vegas, I got bloodlust right now. I mean, I've already done it. I mean, that's kind of what I'm doing.
Go ahead and follow the 3-man push. What happens there? Fozzie getting a pick. Bet you that was. And Swift able to get a nice double. He did not see that coming. Vegas now kind of creeping up. Motionless kind of circling around the other side. They line this up. No, Wingman's going to take down Motionless, so that he's out of play. Now it's all down to El Vegas. Not looking good for NATO. Oh, but he peeked too soon. Peeked way too soon. If he'd have let El Vegas peek, even if he lost, teammate would have gotten the refrag. So, I'll say if El Vegas crosses here, down for sure, but he's 8 back. Instead of following It from the. Up through our market. Look like there's any immediate threats to his life. Wingman here, if he were to just turn 90 degrees clockwise. $51 remaining. They're half a round, plenty of time. Bozzy. Nice one shot onto El Vegas. And again, for the third map, puts us into a 3-3. And again with another drop on the side of NATO. Yeah, I believe that was Swift there over on the west side of the map. Just hid in one of those little, I don't know what you call them, like a little booth or whatever. And, you know, they kind of ran in hot and did not see him there. And he popped up the most opportune moment. Had a nice double that really kind of reset the tone for the round. And they were able to just sort of, again, one by one, pick them off as they came. Not seeing a ton of effective utility coming out from either of these. Definitely a department both teams could strive to improve. All right, well, I'm going to drop it into an intermission. Surely they'll come right back at that point. So I'm going to drop it in, and I'll see you guys when our 5th member shows back up. right, and we are back, and they are dropping into it. We are on Kai at objective. This is round 7. Again, the game has already gone NATO. All 3 maps have been 3-3 before the final round. They have all gone the distance.
Yo, that kid's dad might be hiding around the corner. Okay, so
This indeed will be the last round of the series.
they can start to shoot us.
It's a matter of gonna win the 3rd map.
From here, they could theoretically see us from here. I think I see the guy by Smith Banks. You see him?
They're all in the middle.
Propane able to take down Butter. Fight it out with Motionless. They trade. Like a clean trade. Nobody favoring there.
We just got shot. There's a guy flanking us. I saw a guy go around back here.
Superfax going on a bit of a flank here. Engages with Swift, but Swift definitely getting the better end of that.
Double tap his ass.
Her is thinking about pushing it. He's thinking better of it.
What? You know what? Like, there could be another one. I don't know.
Vegas and Wingman right on top of each other. Wingman's thinking cap. He's reviewing the code, although careful, El Vegas got that down in a hurry. Vegas pushing in. Doesn't have time to react. El Vegas gets Wingman. Ader gets Buttermaster. Buttermaster trading with Ader. Now, NATO has 1. Space Aces has 2. Man up north. One defender is north of the objective. Swift here definitely has the potential to sneak in and get a cap. Quite right for it. Deciding to rotate a little bit south. Vegas decides to rotate back to objective. One in the back here. Vegas is gonna come face him. Oh, and Fozzie's right on top of El Vegas. He gets the pick. Space Aces takes map number 3. So as you can see there on the scoreboard, man, all 3 maps have gone the distance. coming down to a 3v3. Final round being the decider. Man, that was a wacky and interesting match, I do say. A little bit of shenanigans, fun shenanigans. Great plays from both teams. Definitely proud of both of them. Unfortunate space Aces just was not able to overcome. Although I can definitely see where some instances, their experience is starting to show a little bit. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys tonight. I would like to thank our sponsors. It's ProTube and VR Cover. Great VR accessory products. Check them out. If you're interested in joining the league, go to vrmasterleague.com/onward for all of your league needs. We do have 2 other channels. You guys know them. Master League and Onward Master League 2 and 3. Anyway, I've been Xandria. Have a good night, everybody.